To whoever spoke to them, they would ask some questions such as, "Who am I? Who are you?" If the bypasser got the wrong answer, the last sound they'd make would be a yelp before the whopper.
Ooh, truly frightening.
What the? You two don't go nitpicking, okay? If you didn't like the story, go write your own.
In other words, the Whopper flowers would ambush and then completely replace their victims.
And then what? Go back to where the person lives? Enter their home? Eat their whole family? Paimon made up this story, but now Paimon's the one who's scared by it.
It's a good story. Oh, may I write it down?
What for? Just to scare people with?
Yes.
You've got a real mean streak, Albedo.
Mine is a little longer than yours. A great alchemist once created Subject 1. Subject 1 was her proudest achievement, and successfully blended into human society. No one ever would have thought that this friend of... However, unbeknownst to Subject 1, the alchemist had tried the same experiment many times before he had come into being. Some of the rejects from failed experiments had been discarded, but had not died. Subject 2 was one such failed experiment. He was swallowed by a great dragon that came to rest upon a snow-swept mountain. Many years later, he saw all kinds of people on the mountain, including Subject 1, who had somehow miraculously blended in among them. Never in Subject 2's wildest imagination had he thought it possible for experimental life forms such as they to deceive everyone so successfully. He saw the way humans accepted Subject 1 as a friend. This was what Subject 2 wanted. Now, all that Subject 2 did... Subject 2 began to unfold his plan. He stole Subject 1's books and notes, and studied all that Subject 1 had learned from the alchemist. Subject 2, he changed his face into an exact replica of Subject 1's face. Then, he found a plant with mimicry capabilities, and transformed it. And so, not only did Subject 2 transform his own appearance to perfectly match that of Subject 1, he also...
What? There's 3 of them now?
But Subject 2 wanted to become a perfected human. So, he erased a mark on both his and Subject 3's necks. For these marks were symbols of imperfection. In my view, it was probably a subconscious act, an instinct. He so desperately craved to become a perfect human being that he forgot something. Human beings, Subject 2's plan was meticulously crafted. Subject 3 would draw Subject 1's attention. After Subject 1 disposed of Subject 3, he would assume the next moment that Subject 1 was alone, Subject 2 would make his move. He would secretly replace the Subject 1 of everyone's memories, and inherit his identity, residence, clothing. People would have no idea that the individual they knew had been... But just before Subject 2 could carry out his plan, a unique stranger entered the mix. Subject 2 tried to make contact with this person, but found that they could What's wrong?
What happened then?
He became a new stage in Subject 2's plan. One more person than Subject 2. It's as if there were 3 identical roses in a garden. Only one of the 3 was a fine specimen, while the other 2... In all the world, only the gardener who tended to them could tell which was the good specimen. People do not like poisonous plants. Only a perfect rose can fetch a high price. If the inferior specimens wanted to conceal the fact of their worthlessness, they would have to take the gardener out of the picture, using their poisonous thorns. This is exactly what Subject 2 was thinking. So...
That was intense! So what happened after that? Did Subject 2's plan succeed? Uh,
Fortunately, it is just a story. And even in this story, Subject 2 did not succeed. But monsters mutated with Durin's power and blood are also creatures of Rhine-Daughter, just like me. You must beware of— oh, I'm glad to hear that. It's okay. I know what I am. You and I are both different. The only thing is that sometimes, when I think about how mighty the power of alchemy is, as beings who set foot in this world, how arrogant are we in desiring to control our destiny? Is creation an arrogant act, traveler? If not, why do we call the ones that created us? If it is, then what qualifies us to call ourselves creators? How far must we take our reverence and respect? And what purpose does it serve? Nothing special. Whenever I think about it, I feel a twinge.
poor Albedo.
Hello? Traveler?
Hey, is that Amber?
Thought we might find you here. We're here to deliver a message from Cyrus. There's gonna be a big event down at the base.
Winter camp is nearing its end. Apparently, even provision—
Looks like we need to go, Albedo. Bye for now.
Then I won't keep you. I have some things to attend.
Don't worry about it. There have been no issues getting up and down the mountain recently.
Is everyone ready?
Huh? Who is this guy?
Allow me to introduce Yozerf. He's Joel's father.
Dad, this is that traveler I was telling you about. The traveler's helped me out loads in the past, and this time we even built a snowman together.
Joel has told me everything about you. I can't thank you enough.
Wow, this is wait a second. Why is Cyrus discreetly wiping tears away? And what—
Pallet is the hero of the hour this time. Go on, Pallet.
Okay. The weather was fine on that fateful day, and I had a feeling that Lady Luck was smiling down on me. So I trusted my gut and set off.
Why does this sound so hard to believe?
But I had only been away from the group for a short while when I fell down a slope and just started
Oh.
Bad luck rub off on him when we ran into each other on the mountain?
The place I fell to was somewhere I didn't recognize, and I'd sustained a few injuries. I remember thinking to myself, this is the worst luck I've ever had in my whole life. Then I met Yozerf. He'd heard the sound of me falling and came—
Huh?
Wow, so it was completely by—
I thought he must have been someone from the Adventurers Guild here for the event, but after a few words of conversation, it was clear that he was having memory problems. He didn't eat. The temperature was freezing, and there was no time to deal with all that there and then, so I convinced him to come back to the camp with me and figure everything. We got back to the camp, ran into Joel, and the moment he saw him, he froze for a second, with this completely stunned expression.
My memory has still not fully recovered, but Joel and his mother.
Daddy.
Daddy's right here, Joel. Daddy's right here.
Yozerf, don't you remember anything else at all? The poor princess, eating the foxes?
I'm sorry. I have no recollection. Maybe it's because of the head trauma. I woke up and found myself covered in blood. My things were gone, and there was nothing to indicate who I crawled into a cave and settled in for a slow recovery. After my—
Dad, I was so worried about—
I'm all right now, Joel. Oh, don't cry.
Oh, this is good. This is good.
You know what, though? I definitely think my luck got worse after running into Benin on that mountain.
I knew it.
No, I just meant if it weren't for you, there's no way I ever would have run into Yozer. Besides, we got back safely, didn't we? So don't blame yourself.
Ballad.
Huh? Am I?
Oh, yeah. I want to say thank you to the Traveler, Uncle Sam. You all helped look after me, but I guess I can't take the snowman with me, or it'll melt one.
Oh, I can help with that. One moment.
Huh?
Here, take this. It's powdered rime. Just add it to your...
Wow! Really? Oh, this is awesome! Dad, I have an unmeltable snowman now!
How can I ever repay you all? Thank you all. Thank you from the bottom of my...
Dad, I want to go move the snowman. Can we do it now, please?
Okay. I'll be leaving with Joel.
Very well, very well. It's time for Pallet and I to have another discussion concerning his breaches of adventurer discipline.
Huh? But Cyrus, I think I kind of made up for my mistakes this time, you know?
See you guys!
Oh, I made this for you and Amber. Think of it as a winter souvenir.
Are you sure? This must be really important to you.
Come on now, just take it. No need to make such a fuss.
Wow! Now our snowman won't melt either!
You're welcome. Just keep it. Amber and I have some business to attend to.
See you! Everyone's gone! Oh! You know what? We've been on Dragon Spine all this time, and somehow Paimon still forgot to ask Albedo about how to make a fruit juicifier machine that can keep the juice fresh! Maybe we should try Timaeus again. He does seem pretty eager to play.
Or you might just freeze.
Ample light? Active biological organisms? Yes, this is a good place to sketch.
Traveler and Paimon, what can I do for you? Wait a minute. You've got that mischievous look on your face. Oh, you're not still thinking about that ridiculous juicer thing, are you?
Timaeus, will you help us?
Well, if the Traveler isn't really interested, then, yeah, maybe I'll give this one a pass. It's just the weirdest request ever.
No, but Paimon's Sunsettias are gonna go to waste without it!
In the time it would take me to research something like that, I could probably pick those Sunsettias again 10 times over.
New research project, Timaeus? We meet again.
Oh, Albedo, thank goodness. So the situation is, Paimon wants a machine that can turn fruit into juice and keep the juice fresh. I mean, surely it's...
Majorly important, that's what it is. If you can manage to invent this, we'll never have to worry about fruit going bad ever again!
That's impossible.
Turning fruit into juice is not hard, but keeping it fresh is more difficult. But if you simply want to keep the fruit from rotting, there are many ways, right, Traveler?
What about his neck?
What's wrong? Is there something on my neck? From the look on your face, it's as if you thought I just played a practical joke on you that was...
Albedo, you were saying, how do you stop fruit from going bad?
Well, one way would be to bury your fruit on Dragonspine, where the snow never melts all year round.
But then Paimon won't be able to eat them!
You could always live on Dragonspine.
No, too cold for Paimon.
Or you can give the fruit to me, and I would take it to But since you don't like the cold, you'd have to send someone... This is where you come in, Traveler.
Suddenly sounds a lot more feasible with other people doing all the work.
Fruit buried on Dragonspine will